hatte mir das nicht so groß vorgestellt. Ich dachte, naja, wir haben ja vielleicht irgendwie 3 Aquarien oder so. This level of enthusiasm you're bringing into the school and the people are bringing that are educating you is just fantastic. Toll, richtig toll. Begeistert. Top, ich finde das genial. Finde ich fantastisch. Fallen gar nicht so viele Wörter dafür ein. I'm very, very impressed that you could do something like this with, you know, high school students. Einen wunderschönen guten Tag, liebe Leute. Wir sind hier in Des Moines im Central Campus. Und der Central Campus ist eine Institution, die sozusagen parallel zum Highschool-Betrieb hier läuft und den Schülern die verschiedenen Tätigkeiten im marinen Aquariumsektor beibringt, aber auch ganz viele andere Sachen ausbildet. Also ob das nun Zimmerei ist oder Autoschlosserei, alles das wird hier schulbegleitend gemacht. Ja, jetzt werden wir uns mal hier den Laden angucken. We're here with Ashley. Hey.
Ashley.
Good to meet you. And Eddie.
Hello.
And they're going to give us a quick tour of the facility. So I'm really excited, and I would say, let's go right to it.
Yeah, we're hyped you're here.
All right.
We are going to start off at the front. We've got we call this a ray tank because once upon a time there were rays in it. Right now we've just got some frog spawn coral, leather coral, and then a variety of fish. I believe there's like a tang and then some smaller fish. I don't know the names of all of them. There's damsels in there,
Damsels,
some blue
yeah.
devil damsels. I know we have those. And then our other two main displays, we have our live coral display over there and our reef coral. And we can head on in. We're like a career-based high school. At all of our normal high schools, we just take like general classes. But if you're interested in a specific career, then you can come to Central Campus or Central Academy.
Okay.
So Central Academy is like advanced classes, and over here we've got a variety of careers, like we've got fashion, graphic design, and then we have marine biology and aquarium sciences. So we have the more like sciencey side and then the more experimental side. We focus more on like aquaculture over there, whereas over here we've got like scientific names and a lot more lab research.
The main goal for marine sciences is conservation, starting from high school students and then building like their career on conservation. So on the marine biology side, it's more conservation through education. Like Ashley was stating, we have scientific names, so it's reaching the education standpoint. Versus for aquarium science, it's more conservation through aquaculture.
Ein begleitendes Programm in 2 unterschiedliche Richtungen aufgeteilt. Das eine eher Ausbildung in der Basis, das heißt lateinische Namen und so weiter von den ganzen Tieren. Wie geht man mit den Tieren um? Und dann gibt es eine weitere Klasse, die ist advanced sozusagen, also etwas höher gelegt. Da werden dann Versuche gemacht, der Hintergrund wissenschaftlich betrachtet. Da lernen die Leute dann also viel mehr noch im Detail. Deswegen machen die meisten dann erstmal die erste Runde in der Basiswissenschaft und dann gehen sie nachher in den Advanced-Bereich rein. Das Ganze läuft parallel zu den Highschools ab. Das heißt, die Schüler, die in der Highschool normalerweise unterwegs sind, schreiben sich einfach ein für eine Klasse. In den USA ist es ja so, dass man sich auch in der Highschool schon aussuchen kann, welche Klassen man gerne machen möchte. Man muss bloß zum Ende der Highschool oder des jeweiligen Schuljahres eine gewisse Anzahl an Grades haben. So war das damals bei mir in der Highschool auch. Ich bin in der 11. Klasse Highschool gewesen, 1990, also schon ein bisschen her. Und da konnte man sich einfach aussuchen, was man machen möchte. Man muss nur dann zu Ende eines bestimmten Schulabschnitts alle möglichen Sachen nachweisen können. Also ganz ohne Mathe zum Beispiel geht es halt nicht. Aber man kann eben bestimmte Sachen frei wählen. Da ist der Marine Campus natürlich eine der Klassen, die hier gerne genommen wird. Und alle Schüler, die hier waren, werden natürlich besonders gerne später genommen in zum Beispiel öffentlichen Aquarien oder in der Aquakultur.
I came here during the COVID years, so I was online my first year, and then my senior year, I graduated 2022, and I came back in person and did both classes because I still wanted the experience. And Central Campus is one of a kind. In Iowa, this is about the most experience for marine biology and aquarium sciences that you're going to get.
Okay.
So I came back here because that's my goal in life. I want to start a maintenance business. I want to study marine biology, and I just enjoy the ocean a lot. So I get a taste of it here, whereas I can't when I go outside. I was a lab manager this summer, so I was in here 7 days a week, and it gave me a lot of experience. Yes. I think I had about 300 hours docked in. Well, since I'm here as a lab manager, I'm not paid. It was like considered an internship, so when I enter college, I'll hopefully be able to put that down. But if not, it gave me a lot of experience and I enjoy doing this. There were a lot of improvements that I wanted to make while I was a student here that I didn't have the time to do. So I took just a chunk out of my time this summer and I went around and did what I could. Yeah.
7 days a week is a big chunk.
Yeah, I put away a summer job just to do this instead, just because I wanted to get that experience that I hadn't had before.
Nice.
And Embry has been great. He let me take charge and Berard had me helping out on his side, so it was just kind of running back and forth.
Cool.
I'm a junior, so I'm 11th grade, and this is my second year in this program. So I took marine biology last year, and I loved it. I learned so much, and I'm really interested in a career in this industry. So I'm in aquarium science this year. I'm really interested in it, and I really want to do something with conservation in this industry, and I think these are really great classes to take because they're very different than your average high school classes.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you all have reef tanks at home as well?
Oh, no, I do not. When I was growing up, when I was younger, my mom had freshwater fish, and I loved them. I thought they were the coolest thing. But they were really old by the time, like, she had them before I was born. When I was older, they passed away and we got rid of the tank, and so that's how I got started, I guess, with a freshwater tank at my house when I was younger.
This is kind of the big lab on the marine biology side, I would say. We call it the Nautilus tank. We've got emperor angels in here. It actually came down with some disease about 2 months ago, so we had been treating it with copper for a while. The blue tang in there has a personality, likes to come up to the top, bubble itself back down, and just do it over and over again.
In this tank, we also have a bird wrasse, and that's personally my favorite fish. It's kind of hiding behind our coral structure. Personally, that's my favorite fish in the lab. We have another one in another tank over there. This has a lot of water in it, and then we have a buoy structure in it too. And it's really big, and it's a really cool tank.
Hard to clean.
I bet, but this already looks like a public aquarium display a little bit kind of style, because that would be kind of theming that you would find in public aquariums as well.
That's another thing. Dr. B goes all out finding different decor. Like he had these, I believe, custom made, just so that then we have like that extra decor. Whereas over on Aquarium Sciences, since we still have more aquaculture, we have more like bare bottom tanks and live rock and coral instead. When we're in school, we have like different groups of kids that take care of a system at a time. So our systems are all labeled, like we've got 8N, 8S, 9N, 9S as we go down.
Die beiden unterschiedlicher Status. Ashley arbeitet hier 7 Tage die Woche im Moment auf freiwilliger Basis, die bezahlt er also selber, um einfach diese Ausbildung genießen zu können, die man hier bietet, weil es einfach ein guter Grundstock ist, um dann Marienbiologie zu studieren. Während Eddie hier gerade noch in der Highschool ist, also 11. Klasse sozusagen, die wird später mal dann, wenn sie ihre 12. Klasse abgeschlossen hat, nach dem 2. Jahr hier eine gute Voraussetzung haben, um dann zum Beispiel eine Ausbildung zu machen als Tierpfleger in dem Bereich. Sie möchte also auch unbedingt in dem Bereich Aquarien irgendwie arbeiten. Das ist natürlich eine Top-Ausbildung, die man hier bekommen kann. Also die Chance, hier was zu lernen, ich hatte mir das nicht so groß vorgestellt. Ich dachte, naja, wir haben hier vielleicht irgendwie 3 Aquarien oder so. Aber es sind tatsächlich am Tag hier 50 Studenten aufgeteilt in 2 Klassen, die dann einerseits in der Aquakultur- und Science-Klasse sind und einmal in der Marienbiologie-Grundwissen-Klasse sozusagen. Echt beeindruckend. Ein wichtiger Punkt, den man noch sagen muss, alle Aquarien, die hier sind, werden von den Schülern betrieben und gepflegt. Das heißt, die kommen auch am Sonntag und füttern. Das ist alles auf freiwilliger Basis. Also das ist wirklich beeindruckend.
So we were thinking, we brought over McKenna for cephalopods because she's our cephalopod lover.
Currently, we have our octopus here. So we were lucky enough to bring in a mother that we brought in a couple of weeks ago. And she laid eggs, and we had them in this tank here. And we were lucky enough for some of them to hatch, and we have our hatchlings in here. Unfortunately, a lot of them have passed away, but we've kept a lot of them alive, and we've been trying to grow them up in hopes that we can breed them. Just recently, this past week, we brought in a couple of cuttlefish eggs, and we have 4 hatchlings now, and they're growing nice and big and strong, so we're really excited. Hopefully we'll get them breeding.
That is fantastic. You're taking care of all of the systems, right? I mean, it's you doing that the whole week in between? Or?
Yeah, so we have our normal routines of coming in, feeding them, cleaning them. Mostly me, I work with this tank just because cuttlefish are some of my favorites. This tank especially, it's pretty unique because it's set up as a water table instead of like our traditional where we have the sump and the tank on top. So yeah, it's pretty special.
That is fantastic. I'm very, very impressed that, I mean, I would have never thought that you could do something like this with, you know, high school students. I mean, I wouldn't have done that when I was young. So.
Yeah, it's very special to get the chance to work with it. So.
Yeah, really, really cool. So your career plans are also somewhere in marine science?
Hopefully, yeah. I'd really like to work with cuttlefish like cephalopod breeding and cultures. I just got the opportunity to work at the Blank Park Zoo. I had an interview, so hopefully that'll lead my career path along. I'm hoping.
Alright. Well, keep the fingers crossed then.
Me too, yeah.
Hier werden Sepien gezüchtet. Also Sepien-Eier sind hier angekommen. Die werden dann, also es wird natürlich hier viel von den öffentlichen Aquarien versorgt. Also alle AZA-Aquarien freuen sich natürlich, dass der Central Marine Campus sowas überhaupt ausbildet. Und die unterstützen natürlich auch. Und wenn dann halt Tiere sich vermehren oder eben Eier kommen, dann werden die oft hier zum Central Marine Campus gegeben, um den Studenten einfach die Möglichkeit zu geben, das mal zu machen. Ja, und wie sie gerade erzählt hat, die entwickeln sich hier fantastisch und sie kümmern sich halt komplett darum. Das heißt, 7 Tage die Woche werden hier die Sepien-Eier bis zum Schlüpfen und dann auswachsen komplett versorgt. Also finde ich fantastisch.
Da träumen manche öffentlichen Aquarien von so einem Team, oder?
Ja, absolut. Also ich meine, die Motivation, das ist begeistert. Ja, echt. Really, really cool. This is fantastic.
These are our grass shrimp. I was part of the trip 2 years ago, 1 year ago, about. We went down to Texas coast, and since these are an invasive species down there, we wanted to bring them back to our lab and feed them out. So we were out there for like 6-7 hours in the sunshine, just scooping out all of these grass shrimp. And we had some kid get an awful sunburn, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. Now we have basically an unlimited supply. We've got a whole bunch of babies over on the other side as well. We're trying to breed them, and we feed them our brine shrimp every day. So we've got our little brine shrimp containers over there. It was about a week-long trip, and we took a big bus with, I think we had like 30-40 kids, and then some chaperones, and we just stopped at every aquarium on the way down there, and we took a tour of Texas A&M, just Dr.
Really
B's.
Cool.
It was a fantastic trip.
And that's all part of the school program here.
Yes. Yep.
Ja, sowas müsste man mal bei uns tatsächlich machen. Ne? Da fahren die wirklich quer durch die USA, also quasi senkrecht runter bis nach Texas, und wir sind hier ziemlich weit oben und besuchen öffentliche Aquarien und fangen dann Tiere. Natürlich alles mit Genehmigung für die Ausbildung. Dann werden die Tiere hier gepflegt und eben wird dafür gesorgt, dass man einen ständigen Besatz hat von den Tieren. Es ist beeindruckend. Eine Woche lang mit der Schule unterwegs, zu ausgewählten Plätzen fahren. Genial. The cost for trips like that, you have to pay for yourself?
Yes, it is self-paid, but we also do a fundraiser. Do you know what the fundraiser is this year?
Yes, so for this year, our fundraiser was selling butter braids, and that could help with our costs. This year, we're going to New York, Providence, and Boston, so it's a really big trip. And then last year, we went to the Carolinas, and that was really huge. I got to go on that. And there's a lot of opportunities in this program. Like, the trip is huge. You learn so much. You meet amazing people in the industry, and you just learn what it would be like a day in the life if you took this career. And then other opportunities is me and some of my other classmates, we got to go to the Raw conference last year, and that was such an amazing opportunity. I loved every minute of it, learned so much from so many amazing people, and that was really cool. I'm very thankful to go to the
Besuche von Konferenzen, also auf der Raw-Konferenz, wo wir vor kurzem am Mississippi River Aquarium waren, war Anfang des Jahres. Da haben wir uns auch getroffen das erste Mal, und da habe ich dann auch den Kontakt hergestellt. Ich kenne Greg, Dr. Barrett, also schon ziemlich lange aus verschiedenen Aquarien. Habe dann aber Kirk kennengelernt, der hier das ganze Programm leitet und einen fantastischen Job macht. Das macht er jetzt schon seit, ich glaube, 14 Jahren. Bildet er Studenten aus. Ich finde das genial, was alles unternommen wird, Und das gerade zu einer Konferenz hinzufahren, wo 400 sagen wir, mehr oder weniger bekannte Leiter von öffentlichen Aquarien sind, die ganzen Techniker sind da, jede Menge Biologen sind da. Das bietet natürlich einen Freiraum über eine Woche, sich mit so vielen Leuten zu unterhalten und Informationen zu sammeln und natürlich auch sich vorzustellen und dafür zu sorgen, dass man vielleicht schon den einen oder anderen Kontakt in die Industrie hat, um später dann seinen Beruf zu erlernen. Also, ja, top.
Moving on, we're at our peacock mantis shrimp tank. I believe we got him about a year ago, and he very rarely comes out of his tube, so this is a great opportunity to get close to him.
That is another really great opportunity is we can work with creatures like the mantis shrimp that in at like your average like aquarium you might not have something quite like that. So it's really great so students can get very hands-on and like work with different animals that you might see in the wild that might not be the most safest out there. Moving on, we have our horse conch, which is moving around right now, which is pretty great.
That's another thing about we've got like a lot more biodiversity over on the marine biology side. And because of that, when we go to the diet kitchen, there's a variety of foods that we feed. Whereas like our main foods would be like PE mysis, shout out to them, and
Hello
also
to Marie.
they do give it to us. They are very nice to us, and our PE mysis and our flake that we feed out mainly, but then over here we've also got a variety of things, like we've got algae, we've got rotifers, clams,
Silver sides,
shrimp. There's a variety of things. I don't think we could even name them all.
This is another one of our very large tanks. This is the Gulf of Mexico. We have some blue crabs.
This tank, I was here 2 years ago when we moved this tank. We used to call it our shark jaw tank because we've got a big old shark jaw up at the front.
Okay.
And it used to have, I believe, sharks, and there also were stingrays in this at one point. But one thing that we do here, since we are still students, we are the ones who rearrange the tanks and everything in here. So this tank, it was a whole day spectacle. We had to find a way to like get it up. We built these cardboard tunnels, so then we went scratch up the walls, and we had like 5-6 students plus Dr. B and Mr. Embry moving it. It's a spectacle, and it's nice because it gets everyone involved and it gets both classes together.
Yeah. There's always more to just feeding and doing water changes. Setting up tanks, moving tanks, changing plumbing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all in the life of an aquarist.
We don't have the most time. At the same time, we also have a lot of extra time. It just depends on what each student is capable of doing and what level they're at. So there's always ways to improve, and the students who like reach out, they take initiative. Dr. B and Embry are always willing to give you any information on anything you want to learn.
That's fantastic. Where would you find those motivated people? I have no idea. This level of enthusiasm you're bringing into the school and the people are bringing that are educating you is just fantastic. Es ist einfach beeindruckend. Mir fallen gar nicht so viele Wörter dafür ein, um das nochmal irgendwie zu thesaurisieren. Es ist einfach krass. Die Schüler bringen hier sozusagen ihre gesamte Freizeit mit ein. Greg und Kirk sind immer erreichbar für die Studenten. Die haben alle die Handynummern, und wenn irgendwas ist, die dürfen hier den ganzen Tag über ins Lab. Die können sich den ganzen Tag hier aufhalten. Irre. Also diese Motivation, die hier mitgebracht wird, und der Enthusiasmus, der hier reinkommt, der ist über alle Maßen einfach unerreicht. Ich habe das noch nirgendwo gesehen. Also bei uns in der Uni würde keiner so in der Motivation hingehen und ich sag mal 7 Tage die Woche den ganzen Tag über hier bleiben. Das ist toll. Richtig toll. Emily.
Yes, I'm Emily.
All right, so what are you doing?
Me and another girl that's in my class are trying to raise baby grass shrimp. We have the tank over there that has a bunch of adults, and so what we did was we took 5 of them that we noticed had a lot of eggs, put them in this container, and then we've just been taking care of it and feeding it. And then we noticed about a couple days later that we had some juvenile hatchlings, and so we moved all of those into this tank, and we're feeding these ones brine shrimp, and I think we got we moved the ones that already like laid their eggs, we moved back into the big tank, and we got some more. I think we only have 1 in here right now, so we might, once school starts again, get a couple more into here. But we're just trying to start a little grass shrimp culture here.
That is amazing. Where do you get all the information? Like, is it that your idea that you want to start breeding those shrimps?
So when we took this class last year, our lab assistant, she was running a grass shrimp culture and she graduated, and so we kind of just wanted to follow in her footsteps.
All right.
And start another one. And so we asked her about what she did. We asked Dr. Berard what he did, and then we also just went online and Googled some stuff, and it's more of just to try and see how it goes, not really knowing exactly what we're doing, but it's working so far.
That's great. Why do you have the air coming outside the... Is that device in there?
Yeah.
What's that for?
That's just for circulation because we can't put any like returns in here. We have them in these just so that they stay in the water because we need them weighted down, which is why we have the bio balls on the sand so that they're in the tubes, but it just creates the circulation.
Tolle Geschichte. Es wird einfach dann mal, werden Schrimpeier genommen und die werden versucht auszubrüten und die Schüler müssen sich damit selber beschäftigen und sich überlegen, wie bekommt man das denn hin? Wie bekomme ich den Durchfluss hin? Wie kann ich das Wasser ein bisschen bewegen, ohne dass die Shrimps alle gehäckselt werden, also ohne Pumpe? Das sind ja auch Erfahrungen, die man dann hier sammelt, wie man zum Beispiel mit Luft Wasser bewegen kann.
Our mangrove tank, which is right here, we have some cardinal fish in here. We've been trying to grow them. They were here last year too. I'm not too sure how long we've been trying to get them, but they're doing pretty good. These structures we put in last year, and the mangroves have been doing better. We used to have pipes like held above and they were like tied to them.
We used to have upside down jellies in this tank. We tried our best at, but every once in a while we get a new species in and we don't 100% know how to take care of it. So every time we start up a new system, it's just a whole nother mini experiment. Dr. B likes to get things that we don't always know a lot about, just so then we get new experiences. So every year, even if you were to take the class twice, you're gonna learn something new. We've got a lot of butterfly fish, some new anemones over here. These tanks aren't super exciting from a big aquarist point of view, but we do enjoy taking care of them still, and we have a lot of little sea urchins in here somewhere. Well, you may have to grab some of the other students for certain things because since there are so many things, we take turns throughout the school year taking care of different systems, so we don't get all the same level at the same time.
For every animal.
Yeah.
Jeder Schüler kümmert sich natürlich darum, dass er verschiedene Systeme auch tatsächlich betreut durch das ganze Jahr, aber nicht jeder Schüler schafft es, alle Systeme einmal zu betreuen und somit auch alle Tiere zu betreuen. Also es gibt immer auch noch Bereiche, die dann halt ein anderer Schüler zum Beispiel besser gemacht hat, aber es findet halt auch immer ein Austausch statt. The tanks all look very clean.
Yes. Dr. B really focuses on husbandry and aquascaping over here, so we have a whole unit where we take the rocks and we go in the back lab and we just practice building stable rock structures. We use the 3-point rule. He teaches us about why live rock is better than just your plastic typical things, and even our fake corals, we still make sure that they're porous, and he makes sure that they have the same benefit as having just live rock would be.
Lebende Steine aufstapeln wird ja auch geübt oder auch Dekoration mit anderen Materialien. Alles das wird sozusagen reingebracht, damit die Schüler nachher einen Eindruck davon haben und eine Idee, wie kann ich denn überhaupt ein Aquarium gestalten und welche Mittel stehen dazu zur Verfügung.
And you're actually standing in front of one of my favorite tanks, which is our lobster tank, and he is a fighter. We feed him and he'll take the stick from us. He loves his little wheel. He sort of just throws it around on occasion. And we have over here, this is a new addition, a broken lobster trap, just to signify that the harm that our overfishing industry is doing and the fact that all of those resources are left down in the ocean and that they can genuinely affect the way that our creatures survive. Fortunately, ours is a broken one, so he can get in and out and it will not affect the tank. Moving on over here, we have our giant hermit crab and a bunch of little silver side, as well as some more grass shrimp and peppermint shrimp. They have a lot of personality, especially seeing so many students. There's some that you can tell they'll like one student, but then they won't like another student. Say the butterfly fish that we have, a lot of them will have you they want to be fed. They're just babies.
So in this tank we have a pair of the bird wrasses again, and then we also have some chocolate chip starfish. There's one. There's another one up in that corner.
We have had jellyfish before, moon jellies, a few years ago, but we had some problems with filtration, and unfortunately a lot of them got shredded, but instead we redid the project and we just got these guys 2 days ago. So starting off with slightly grown moon jellies.
These jellyfish, me and another student actually, we picked them up from the Omaha Zoo. It's huge. The zoo is amazing. It's so big, like really big, and then the aquarium is really cool too. It's really good to check out. So we went and we drove the 2 hours and we got to pick them up and we got to see their jellyfish room, and they have so many. It's really crazy.
We are planning on trying to breed them as much as possible. We've got our main tank up there. We've got 3 bigger jellyfish in.
We think they're pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, we think they're pregnant already?
We're like, yeah, we think they came pregnant.
Okay. Cool.
Where do you get the infos from on how to breed them?
They teach us what they know, and then generally anybody who's motivated about a certain project can take their own research. We do a lot of student-led research as well, and then we bring that back to Dr. B and Embry, and then they'll reach out to people they know and just get whatever type of information we can. It's a lot of like trials.
It's how science works. Very often it's trial and error.
We are trying to aquaculture like clowns to give out to like local pet shops and such, just because we've got a very low amount of money that can go into the program, like a very set in stone thing. So any extra money that we can bring in to improve our facility we're very grateful for that.
Also da kann man ja an der Stelle gleich mal einen Spendenaufruf einwerfen. Also wir werden auf jeden Fall die Informationen über die Institution hier bei uns auch im Video posten. Und ich kann nur alle meine Kollegen aus der Industrie herzlich dazu einladen, sich hier mit den Leuten in Verbindung zu setzen. Jede Art von Unterstützung, die hier gegeben werden kann, ist wichtig. Jede Art von Unterstützung hilft. Die Tiere, die hier gebrütet werden, also zum Beispiel Clownsfische, die gehen hier tatsächlich dann in die Local Fish Stores und werden dann verkauft, und dafür bekommen die dann auch hier das Geld und können dafür sorgen, dass vielleicht auch dann mal ein Student mitfahren kann, der vielleicht von zu Hause aus sich die Kosten nicht leisten kann, um auf so eine Exkursion zum Beispiel zu gehen. Wir haben erfahren, dass teilweise diese Exkursionen $2.000, $2.500 kosten, was privat geleistet werden muss. Viele der Studenten machen dann Jobs nebenher, aber es gibt halt auch einfach viele, die das nicht mitmachen können, weil sie einfach von zu Hause nicht genug Geld dabei haben. Insofern hilft es natürlich, wenn dann die Industrie auf den Plan kommt und sagt, okay, wir unterstützen hier, jeder noch so kleine Betrag ist sicherlich interessant. Auch Hardware ist hier interessant, weil alles das, was hierher geschickt wird, damit können die Studenten arbeiten und Sachen erforschen. Bitte, 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 kümmert euch darum, dass ihr einen Kontakt aufnehmt und helft mit. They really help offering very good education for kids that are interested in specific areas and not only the general stuff that you learn in school. So I think this is very, very important.
Educational material would be awesome as well. We're always looking to add to like our book collection, different textbooks, any information you have, like you're going to teach us about plumbing later.
Yeah.
If you want to be a presenter, just reach out to Dr. B, Mr. Embry. They'd always be interested in learning more.
Cool. So, liebe Leute, wir sind natürlich noch super beschäftigt, aber ich denke, es ist Zeit dafür, dass wir den ersten Break machen. Das hat euch hoffentlich schon mal einen guten Eindruck gebracht, in was hier eigentlich passiert. Wir werden natürlich jetzt in Teil 2, der in Kürze folgt, euch noch eine Menge mehr Einblicke bieten und auch eine Menge Interviews machen mit den Schülern und Studenten, die hier arbeiten, damit die ihre Arbeit erklären können, damit ihr einen Eindruck davon bekommt, wie motiviert die Schüler hier einfach sind. Wir werden natürlich auch durch die Klassenräume gehen und wir werden uns auch noch ein bisschen die Technik angucken. Wir selber haben gleich noch mal einen Vortrag hier, wo wir selber auch schulen, sodass wir auch ein bisschen Informationstransfer in Richtung der Schüler geben können und nicht nur die Schüler zu uns und uns zeigen, was die alles hier Tolles machen. Also ich hoffe, das hat euch gefallen. Ich hoffe, ihr guckt euch den zweiten Teil genauso an und freut euch auf die motivierten Schüler. Wir sehen uns in Kürze. Macht's gut.